All right, so let's talk about the government shutdown, or what was the government shutdown. First of all, not to like toot my own horn or anything, but I did call this. If you go look at my videos about a week ago, I said the shutdown is about to come to a head just because I could just read all the tea leaves. Like once they start playing with SNAP benefits, once they start, dealing with the airlines and stuff, I knew the government shutdown wasn't gonna last long. And it's not because people are being hurt, even though that's what they say. It's not because people are being hurt. It's because even though you might not realize it, because people don't like to talk about it, but SNAP is actually very good for the economy. SNAP doesn't just help poor people. SNAP helps stores, grocery stores, and that helps other businesses. SNAP is very good. I'll have to look up the numbers, but it's like for every dollar you put in the Snap, you get like X amount of more dollars back into the economy. Snap is a good policy that people only talk about as far as giving benefits to poor people. They don't talk about like the actual good it does in the economy, which is one reason why people have such negative opinions of like SNAP and food stamps and stuff like that, because they only talk about it from one side, and that's people only get that one side perspective, so they only see it as just a handout. When at the end of the day, yes, it is a handout, but sometimes a handout is the best thing you could do for the economy. But that, like what I said, that's another video. I might have to actually do that video. The more I talk about it, the more I'm like, I'm gonna have to do that video. I'm actually have to sit down and do some like real research on a video like that, because most of these videos are just me giving my opinion. Something like that, I want to have some like actual facts behind it. So that might be a video I do. But anyway, back to the topic of this video. So the way I feel about it is that at some point this was going to happen. Whether it happened now or it happened a month from now, like the Democrats were going to fold and they were going to vote to open up the government again. The only thing about it was how much pain would have to happen in between now and then. I feel like at a certain point, and a certain point that's coming real soon, the amount of pain that was going to be caused was not worth what they were going to get out of it in the end. So let's talk about it. Most progressives, populist, left wing people I know don't like the ACA at all anyway. They don't like Obamacare. They don't like the ACA. They want either a public option or just universal health care, universal Medicare, Medicare for all. Not Medicare. Yeah, Medicare for all. They don't they don't like it. They don't like it at all. So like dying on the hill of fighting for something you don't like is weird to me. The only reason you would die on this hill is just because you want to get a win from Republicans. It's just because you want to be able to say, hey, we fought for something and we won. And the thing we got is something that we don't really care for all that much, but we got it. You know what I'm saying? Now that doesn't mean that, the astronomical increase in these in the healthcare plans and the money that you're gonna have to pay is not something. That is something. But if we're being honest, the reason that a lot of Democrats and left wing people are upset about this is not because they really care about the subsidies like that. Some of them might, but it's really just because it's a loss, and they looking at it almost like a sports game. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a sports. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a football game or something. Like, oh, we lost this. You know what I'm saying? Or it's just a strategy game. I would say a strategy game more so than a sports game. It's like a strategy game. It's like we had this plan, and part of our plan was holding out until they caved. We caved first, so in a way, we lost this round. We lost this game, and I feel like you can't look at uh, politics like that. You can't look at it exclusively like that, because there are real like people involved. Like people were going out without pay. They missed a paycheck. They were going to miss more paychecks. Eventually, those people are going to have to find another job. Eventually, our airlines and stuff, our whole system of travel was going to shut down. Like eventually, Snap was not going to go out. Eventually, a lot more stuff was going to happen. And even though the Democrats have been winning the debate up until now, at a certain point, people in their heads are going to be like, I don't even give a fuck about the subsidies anymore. Just open up the government. Like, things are so bad now. Just open up the government. And Democrats don't want to get to that point. Because if they get to that point, they will have lost everything that they built up over the government shutdown. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. It's like a lot of people saying, well, they didn't really get nothing. They get exactly what they wanted to get. I mean, exactly what they wanted to get would have been all of this plus the subsidies. But they got the secondary thing they wanted to get was to make healthcare a big discussion point, a big discussion topic, and to highlight the fact that the subsidies are going away, and depending on Trump and the Republicans. And like they got all of that. From a politics angle, this was the perfect strategy from how they started. Now, I said this in the video when they first shut the government down. I wouldn't have just had one thing that I wanted, because when you start off with your bare minimum in a negotiation, then you already lost. That's the problem. They started off with their bare minimum, and so all I got to do if I'm against you is just not give you your bare minimum, and you already lost. You already lost. What they should have done is had a list of stuff, and the healthcare subsidies could have been their bare minimum. They could have had a whole list of stuff that they wanted. Like I said, minimum wage increase, freaking expansion of SNAP benefits. You know what I'm saying? They could have had all kinds of stuff. They could have repealed some of the tax cuts. They could have had a whole list of stuff that they wanted, and then they could have caved. They could have caved by just getting the subsidies. Now, people on the left wouldn't have liked that either, because they would have been like, oh, you caved on all this stuff. And which is what I said during that video. I was like, I don't know if that would have been good, because either way, the Democrats are going to take an L in this, because they don't really have any power. There was no way for them to win totally. Like, there was no 100% win in this. There was only like a 75% win. And I think that they got that 75% win. Like, they might have been able to get a 90% win if they got the subsidies. I don't think it's there. And honestly, from a political standpoint, I don't even know if we want it to be there, because healthcare prices going up because the ACA subsidies didn't get passed. It's bad for the Republicans. It's bad. It's very bad for the Republicans. Like, if I was Donald Trump, when all this happened, I'd be like, oh, y'all want ACA subsidies? Fine, I'll give it to y'all. Then I'll go out and I'll make a speech. I'll like, we passed a budget. Our budget was paid for. Our tax cuts were paid for. We paid for it with all these cuts. You know what I'm saying? The ACA subsidies going away was part of the way we're going to pay for it. Democrats want to prop up a terrible policy that they passed a couple of years ago that can't survive on its own. They want to take billions of taxpayer dollars, drive us further into debt to prop this up instead of finding an actual solution. And they threaten to shut down the government over it. You know what? But because I don't want to have the American people go through pain, I said, fine, I'm going to let them have it. But I don't want to hear anything about the deficit, the debt, or anything, because I paid for my stuff and the Democrats destroyed that. That's what I would have did if I was Trump. That's what I would have did. I would have gave it to them almost instantly. Oh, this all y'all want? Fine, take it. Now I don't look bad. If people are going to get the subsidies, the healthcare was still going to go up no matter what. I'm a winner now, because I said the ACA is bad. The shit was going to be bad because it just has been. That's healthcare in America. And then I win on all accounts. I get everything I want. The thing is that Trump is so pig-headed and egotistical that he can't think logically like that. And I guess everybody in his freaking advisory board or cabinet can't think logically like that. Like it's so stupid. It's so stupid. It would have been an easy win for Trump. The fact that he stretched it out to this length is actually a loss for him. Like the longer he went along and the more stupid shit he did trying to fight it, the more he lost. And at the end of the day, like, no matter what the Democrats would have done, people would have been upset about it. I mean, honestly, no matter what the Democrats would have done, people have been upset about it. So, I mean, this is better than nothing. You know what I'm saying? I know people are still going to be upset about it, and it's okay to be upset about it. But I wouldn't really be upset about this, honestly. If you're upset with the gerontocracy, the old ass Democrats, the establishment Democrats that hold everything back, you got a million other reasons to be upset with them. You know what I'm saying? What I would think about if I was you is all the people who would have been hurt, who are hurting, who have families they got to take care of and they're not getting paid. Like I would be thinking about all of them. How long could this shutdown have gone? We don't know. Like, you have some idea in your head that Donald Trump was going to cave. We do not know. What if the shutdown lasted for 3 months and the country went to hell? Like, like we don't know. And yes, we're being the bigger people, and it's always like you ever heard the saying like what good guys finish last? That's the truth. That's the truth about life. But that doesn't mean you don't be a good guy just because you're going to finish last. That just means that that's just something you got to realize. And you know what I'm saying? And hopefully things will come out better in the wash. You know what I'm saying? And Democrats have to be the party of being the good people. You know what I'm saying? We can still fight. We can still take it to the motherfuckers. We can still, stand up for what we believe in. But when it starts to get into a point where we're hurting millions and millions and millions of people, might even take the country to a brink of shutting down, like that's when it's not us. That's when not us. That's not our morals. You know what I'm saying? That's not who we're. At least that's what I believe. That's not who we are at the end of the day. We're not about to let families go hungry. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not getting their SNAP benefits. We're not about to try to force people to work without pay for months and months so we can win a political fight. That's not us. That's them. That's them. That's not us. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, still, fuck the establishment Democrats. Fuck the you know what I'm saying, gerontocracy that's working with the oligarchy to keep us down, to keep things the same, to let wages stagnate and stuff. Yeah, fuck all of them. But this particular thing, we have to realize we got to win on this. We got to win. You know what I'm saying, at the end of the day. So, once again, like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Help me help myself. And I'll see you next time.